The Antonov An-225 Mriya was an aircraft of sheer size and beauty. Its history has been vast and has been a popular sight around the world. Let's take a look at this aircraft's history as well as what comes next within this. Welcome to this special edition of the Inside Story. The Mriya, which translates to dream in English, was a strategic airlift cargo aircraft designed and produced by the Antonov Design Bureau during the times of the Soviet Union. A request from the Soviet government in 1984 was made for a large airlifter that would go on to replace the older Myasishchov VMT aircraft. The goal from this aircraft would be to airlift the Energia rocket boosters and Buran-class orbiters for the Soviet space program. Due to the rapid pace in such requirements, Antonov produced a derivative of their existing An-124 Ruslan airlifter to accommodate this. That being said, however, work still continued on the An-225 Mriya, which made its first flight on December 21, 1988. By 1989, the Antonov An-225 Mriya was acquiring popularity through its presence at air shows. In 1989, it attended the Paris Air Show, where it carried a Buran space shuttle on the top of the fuselage. In 1990, the aircraft performed a flying display at the Farnborough Air Show in the UK. In terms of sales, Antonov originally sold just 2 Mriyas, but only one was built, notably CCCP 82060, which became UR 82060 after the collapse of the Soviet Union. The second unit was partially built during the late 1980s, but work on this stopped also because of that collapse. More attempts in the 2000s were made to build a second unit of the aircraft, but this was later abandoned. Throughout its life, the Antonov An-225 Mriya continued to operate in the oversized cargo market before the Ukraine war occurred. The last commercial flight the aircraft operated was between February 2nd to the 5th, 2022, and had remained at Antonov Airport in Hostomel in the run-up to the Russian incursion. NATO had advised Ukraine to evacuate the aircraft, and an evacuation flight was scheduled for February 24th, but on that day, Russia had invaded. Between February 24th and 27th, the status of the aircraft was unknown until it was confirmed that the aircraft had been destroyed during the Battle of Antonov Airport. Not long after the destruction of the Antonov An-225 Mriya in Hostomel, Ukroboronprom, the parent company of Antonov, confirmed that they planned to rebuild the aircraft, but at the Russians' expense. At that time, via a statement, Ukroboronprom said the following: "The restoration is estimated to take over $3 billion and over 5 years. Our task is to ensure that these costs are covered by the Russian Federation, which has caused intentional damage to Ukraine's aviation and the air cargo sector." By May 2022, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced his intention to complete the second An-225. However, in May 2023, things got a little controversial over at Antonov. In March 2023, the Ukrainian government announced the detention of 2 officials at Antonov suspected of preventing the Ukrainian National Guard from setting up defenses at Hostomel Airport in anticipation of an invasion. By April 2023, prosecutors had charged the former head of Antonov, Serhiy Bachkov, with official negligence for failing to order the aircraft to be flown to Leipzig ahead of the invasion. The investigation stated, according to the investigation, on the eve of the full-scale invasion, the An-225 was in proper technical condition, which allowed it to fly outside Ukraine. Instead, the general director of the company did not give appropriate instruction regarding the evacuation of Mriya abroad. Such criminal actions of the official led to the destruction of the Ukrainian transport plane. It remains clear in this case that the destruction of the Antonov An-225 Mriya caused significant consequences, which were both internal to the company but also external as well. As for the rebuild of the aircraft, we will probably expect to see the second Mriya when the war comes to a close and when test flying will actually be allowed in Ukraine due to the no-fly zones in place at the moment. As it stands, the future of the Antonov An-225 Mriya continues to remain bleak the longer the war in Ukraine goes on. While Zelensky and Antonov have confirmed that they will rebuild a second aircraft, this is all dependent on how long it takes for the war to come to a close. At the moment, all resources and financial expenditure are being placed into a war against the Russians, leaving Ukraine in a position where external investment will be needed. Looking ahead, we will probably see the aircraft in the skies again, but it is definitely the question of when. What is clear in this case is that the Antonov An-225 Mriya was and continues to be a one-of-a-kind aircraft, in which its uses were essential for countries and businesses around the world. Other aircraft, such as the An-124, are trying to fill those stopgaps, but the sheer size and capacity of the Mriya is still something sought after on a daily basis. For now, all eyes will continue to be on the outcome of the Russian war. Once it's over, then that is probably when work will continue at a rapid pace on this truly beautiful aircraft. Thank you for watching this special edition of The Inside Story. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos on this channel. For now, thank you for watching Aviation Source, and we will see you in the next video.